Alright, here are the ingredients I got for the milk tea cake. Let's see how it works out. So I have a variety of teas here. So use some Lipton black tea, some Earl Grey, and then some of this British blend Tetley. The first step is to make milk tea for the cake mix. I'll simmer some milk and throw in 6 tea bags. I'll teabag the milk and let it steep for about 30 minutes till it gets a nice dark brown color. For the cake mix, I have sugar, flour, baking powder, and butter. I'll add 2.5 cups of flour, and I'm like 80% sure it's sugar, and yep, sugar. So I'll add a cup of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Looks like I'll need 2 sticks of butter. Now things will get messy. I use an electric whisk to blend the butter evenly. Warm butter is easier, because cold butter is just going to fly around and make a mess. Eventually it gets fully blended and crumbly. And then for the liquid ingredients, I'll add 3 whole eggs and 1 egg white. I'll also pour in the milk tea. I'll blend up the eggs and then blend it together with the solids to create the cake batter. The recipe called for 3 6-inch pans, but I only have 2 9-inch pans, but the volumes work out the same. I'll butter up the pans and pour the batter evenly into each. I'll tap the pans to prevent any air bubbles in the cake. Ah, what a mess. Now I'll pop the pans in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. While the cakes are cooking, I'll prepare the soaking syrups. I'll prepare some more milk tea with milk and tea. Then I'll make a tea syrup with water, dark brown sugar, and even more tea bags. I'll leave them on the stove to reduce and let the tea bags steep. Time's up for the cakes, so let me check on them. The knife comes out clean from the center, so they're fully cooked. As the cake is cooling, I'll work on the frosting. The recipe calls for confectioner sugar, but I'm just blending up granulated sugar, which will get the same effect. To the cup of sugar, I'll add yet another stick of butter, tablespoons of the milk tea, and some vanilla extract. I'll need to cream the butter smooth. Is buttercream just butter? Yeah, it's butter and sugar. With everything ready, I can start assembling the cake. I'll pour the remaining milk tea to the tea syrup to create a soaking syrup. I'll loosen up the cake and lay it on a plate. I'll brush the top layer with the soaking syrup, and then a layer of frosting. Next I'll get the top layer and pile it on. Okay, that's better. I'll brush the top layer with another layer of syrup, and then carefully spread a layer of frosting all over the cake. It's quite time consuming to get the cake evenly coated, but it's a labor of love. There, beautiful and buttery. I'll cover it and leave it in the fridge until serving time. The last part is the boba topping. After boiling some more tea, I'll lower it to a simmer and add 1 cup of boba. This other boba brand I tried dissolved instantly in the water, so I added this directly into the garbage. The boba needs to cook on low for about 40 minutes until it gets thick and syrupy. I'll leave the boba covered and leave it on the lowest heat until it's showtime.
Okay, how do I do it?
To serve, pour the warm boba all over the cake. And top each slice with some extra boba. I recommend serving it with a strong cup of coffee, or a milk tea if you want to double down. The cake's flavor was unique. It wasn't too sweet and had a fragrant black tea taste. If I were to make it again, I'd definitely add more of the soaking syrup onto the cake because it was a little dense. I'd recommend using less sugar than I did for the frosting because it was a little too sweet and overwhelmed some of the delicate tea flavors.